Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I'm SocietySucks and today I'm checking out You're More Stressed Than Ever, Let's Change That by Kurzgesagt. Now, I'm currently on medication for anxiety, so I know what it's like to be really stressed, really anxious. So this video is perfect for me to watch.
Stress is an ancient superpower that's slowly killing you. It evolved as one of the most powerful tools for survival, but has turned into a double-edged sword in the modern world. It grants your wish to rise to a gnarly challenge or to work harder, but claims a chunk of your life force in return. Unless you learn how to use it right. What is stress? Why is it harmful? And what can you do to escape its consequences?
I mean, stress is a good
All living
thing, but
things strive for homeostasis.
too much stress
a
is
state
not
where
good.
Their body is in balance. To maintain this balance, they make adjustments like moving into the sunlight or eating nutrients. But the world is a cruel place with death lurking behind every corner, and organisms need a way to react to extreme situations. This is how stress evolved, as a physical response to a stressor, which is
you get more
challenging
adrenaline.
and dangerous. Stress is a very fast, drastic change of the state of the body that prioritizes survival.
Exactly,
An emergency program that lets the organism push way out of its comfort zone to survive. To understand how stress works in humans, let's visit a scene 50,000 years ago. The superpower awakens. A group of early Homo sapiens are huddled around a fire when suddenly a desperate and starving saber-toothed tiger attacks their camp. Their leader, the bear smasher, jumps up as time slows down. His brain classifies the tiger as a critical stressor and unleashes the stress response. Adrenal glands pump out adrenaline that rushes through Earth's body, activating fight or flight.
I'm quite sure that stress also makes you ignore pain, at least a little bit.
Providing an emergency supply of nutrients and oxygen
to all
critical systems. Adrenaline dictates that his muscles have energy priority over his other organs and activates them for rapid action. Their strength and speed are ramped up. Pain and fatigue signals are muted while his senses become super sharp and lock in on the threat.
Just so that you can survive the specific situation.
With maximum clarity and realizes the tiger is getting ready to pounce. There's only a split second to react. Adrenaline forces to make a quick, impulsive decision. Without thinking about it, he chooses to fight and attacks with full force. But the battle is long and arduous. The animal is desperate and will not back down. Our humans risk exhaustion. A new hormone joins the battle, cortisol. Cortisol is the slower, more strategic hormone that manages a longer stress response. It orders a total shift of all body systems, ramping up the fuel supply while suppressing all non-essential functions like resting, disease defense, or digestion. Or's body isn't his.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause it now. I've had terrible anxiety starting 5 months ago now. Before I was on medication, it was incredibly terrible. This right here, cortisol, adrenaline, I had that all day long, every day, for a good couple of weeks before I started taking the meds. My body was in this survival mode for weeks. There were days, multiple days in a row where I basically couldn't eat without thinking I was gonna throw up, and my digestion was all fucked up because my body was like, nope, digestion's not important, it's about survival, even though I wasn't under any threat. That's how bad my anxiety was. Basically, this situation, except being in a life or death situation, I was just living normally, and suddenly, boom, I just couldn't live. I was just focused on surviving for no reason.
Known anymore, it belongs to stress. Finally, the bear smasher deals the killing blow. The tribe gathers in celebration. Their bodies shut down fight or flight and activate rest and digest. Wounds begin to hurt and muscles cry in exhaustion. It's time to recover and heal. Bond and
with my anxiety, that enter rest and digest mode, that basically didn't happen because I was under stress 24/7 almost.
Tell stories about how they killed the angry tiger god. Some fall asleep, others eat to replenish. The tribe relaxes and homeostasis is being restored. These people are your ancestors. When did this amazing superpower turn into a curse?
When we no longer had to fight for survival.
Our world has changed so quickly and profoundly that our biology couldn't keep up. Stress is still the same it was 50,000 years ago. Sense a stressor, react immediately and with full force.
Our stresses are different, that's the problem.
Make sacrifices if necessary. That works well when you have to jump out of the way of a car, but most stressors we encounter nowadays are abstract, acute, and more numerous. Often intangible, persist for much longer, and usually don't even require physical action. The tigers of the past are now angry emails, deadlines, online dating, rush hour traffic, or doom scrolling the news and social media. But our brain...
My stressor was just the future, because I just finished, I think in English you would call it secondary school, I think, and now I have the choice, go to work, go to university, what kind of job am I gonna find, what am I gonna do with my life, with my future, so yeah. That was one of my main stresses. It wasn't the only one, but it was one of them. Then there's my health. There's nothing wrong with me, but the stress caused my heart, my breathing to do weird things, which caused more stress, and it was just an endless cycle. So yeah, a lot of stresses that really aren't life or death, and that's the problem. When our stresses were life or death situations, stress was a good thing. Nowadays, stresses are things that just really aren't a danger to us. Not an immediate danger anyway.
Are built to take fear very seriously. So if you experience even a short burst of anxiety over an email or because you scrolled through Twitter, the helping hand of stress springs to action. You can have dozens of these micro-stressors per day, constantly activating your stress response even if you barely notice anymore.
Yep.
While these micro-threats stack up, we also have to deal with bigger stressors like unpaid overtime, angry clients, rising rents, inflation and healthcare, or tariffs and chaos, making our future more uncertain. But the boost we get from stress can also be extremely helpful.
Uncertainty of the future, that was my main stressor.
Run a marathon or complete a big project. It's a proper superpower and can feel exhilarating, even addictive. So many of us end up abusing it. Especially if you work in a competitive field, you may keep pushing and challenging yourselves and others, relying on stress to get your best performance possible. The problem is that stress was only ever intended to be used in short spurts and
it's only for short term.
If it's activated over days, weeks and months with no release, it becomes chronic stress, one of the deadliest conditions for humans. How chronic stress destroys you. The price of chronic stress is the slow destruction of every part of your body and brain. As the stress cascade is activated over and over, adrenaline and cortisol keep flooding your body. Your fight or flight systems are overactivated while your rest and digest functions are constantly suppressed. Your muscles tense up for a fight that never comes. Instead, your back, shoulders and neck scream under the tension and you get pounding headaches. Your digestive tract cramps and suffers, either holding things in too long or rushing things out. Your fat metabolism is disrupted and starts slowing down fat breakdown, while increasing fat buildup in your belly area.
Oh, well, I didn't have that
less responsive to insulin, increasing your risk of metabolic diseases. Your heart keeps pounding, eager to supply your body with fuel, but your blood vessels aren't built for this constant overactivation and get destroyed in the process, massively increasing your risk of a heart attack or stroke. Your immune system gets weaker and stronger at the same time, in a way that causes maximum damage to you. The parts that protect you from disease are suppressed because who cares about a cold if you have to fight a tiger?
That's also true.
This increases your risk of infections, cancer, and autoimmune diseases. Meanwhile, cells that cause inflammation for wound healing are massively boosted, inflaming your tissue all over. Your brain gets rewired to serve stress. Perceiving an ongoing critical emergency, it slows down calm reflection and thinking, instead favoring quick and rapid reactions. You literally get worse at thinking clearly and lose wisdom points. You're much more likely to make bad, impulsive decisions like breaking up, eating junk food, or using drugs. You become worse at solving your problems while creating new ones. Under chronic stress, you're simply a worse version of yourself. If this persists, your memory and cognitive abilities get worse as you slide into anxiety and depression.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I really noticed when I was on the constant anxiety. I just couldn't think clearly. Like, simple things that I could do without any problems suddenly seemed incredibly difficult, and I couldn't figure out the answer.
So your chances of getting out of a stressful situation in the modern
I couldn't
world
focus
worsen
on anything.
the longer you're chronically stressed. A hellish, vicious circle. If you can't escape it, odds are that you may die earlier and suffer greatly along the way. How to use stress as intended. Stress can be your friend. In measured doses, acute stress enables you to conquer mountains and push beyond your comfort zone, helps you to improve your skills and grow as a person. And it can make it feel amazing to perform at your very best. But to get the good without the bad, it's critical that you properly wind down your fight or flight response and relax. Listen to your body. If you feel stressed, you are stressed, full stop. There's no universal threshold you have to reach before you're allowed to do something about it. Next, ask yourself, is your stress response productive in your situation, and is there an end in sight? If you're studying for exams or moving house, stress is a superpower, helping you unlock your full potential. But your health needs breaks from fight or flight mode, be it meeting friends, working out, or going for a walk in nature. Relaxation is not being lazy. This is serious self-care. If you relax,
it's something everybody needs to do.
You'll keep stress from claiming a price on your body and mind and still be able to use its power. If you can't do this at the moment, plan active relaxation time as soon as you can, without this stressing you out. Okay, but what if you suffer from constant unhelpful stress? You can't control your body's stress response, but you can influence
There's medication.
As annoying as this is, mindfulness, like meditation or yoga, is
I guess that
scientifically
too.
proven to take the edge off stressful situations and to tell your brain that this email is not a deadly tiger. But
I mean, I guess, you know what? The medication itself is technically not what's making my anxiety go down. I mean, it kind of is, but also isn't. The medication just puts my anxiety down so that I can function normally and create good habits which will allow me to not be anxious all the time. The medication is only doing half of the work, the rest has to be done by me. The medication it's like a crutch, and the anxiety is like a broken leg. I have to use the crutch for a while until eventually my leg heals and I can get rid of the crutch, and I won't require it anymore.
The single most effective way to remove stress from your life is to remove the stressor itself.
That's not possible for everybody.
Become your own personal assistant and assess where tiny bursts of stress are coming from during your day. Do you feel stressed when you doom scroll? Social media doesn't show us what we want, but what makes us engage. And negative emotions
It's one of the reasons I got rid of social media. I just don't read the news anymore.
Or unfollowing stress.
It's just a bunch of doom and gloom.
Remove a lot of stress from your life. Especially with the really big problems, removing the stressor is extremely effective. If you live in a dangerous neighborhood, move. If you're bullied at school,
not an
see if
option
you
for
can change
everybody.
your environment. While this is drastic.
This all sounds really nice. You have a stressor, just get rid of it. That's not how it works in real life. Not for everybody. If, for example, your stressor is your family, you can't just get rid of that. If your stressor is the place you live, moving is expensive. That requires money. That's not that easy. You can't just move when you want to. There's plenty of stresses which you can't simply get rid of, so you need to find a way to deal with them. They're making it sound very easy here, and I'm not a fan of that.
Advice and may not be easy, it will have the biggest impact on your chronic stress levels. So think about what you can change in the midterm. Of course, there are situations where you can't just eliminate the stressor or meditate the chronic stress away. If your brain is stuck in stress mode for too long, it will get worse and worse at solving problems. You may not be able to think clearly to get out of your situation. In these cases, the most powerful move is to ask for help. Open up to friends or family, or get professional help.
There we go.
An extra pair of hands can make a huge difference.
Took a while for them to mention
in the end,
professional
life
help.
will throw stressors your way. This is unavoidable, and that's okay. Stress is your superpower. Use it, but never forget to get to the other side of it.
Yeah, so I do still have stress, but the normal kind of stress. Like, I'm on meds which stop me from being constantly stressed without any triggers. However, triggers in real life, like for example, let's say a health emergency, a family emergency, stuff like that, that still triggers stress in me because it's supposed to, that's normal, but it doesn't make me spiral into barely being able to survive day by day anymore. So that's, the meds stopped that. I feel way better nowadays than I did a few months ago. Though I will say it wasn't easy to get here. First, I was prescribed one medication which didn't work at all. It only made things way worse. I had to get off of it after 3 days because it was just that terrible. I felt like I was dying all the time. I just couldn't be on it. So I went off of it. I felt better actually after I stopped taking it because there was probably a residual amount of it still in my system. So after a few days of hell, I felt good for about a week. Well, okay, maybe not good, just I was surviving. But then it started to go to shit again. Then I was prescribed a new medication, the one I'm currently on, and this one's been working amazingly. Practically zero side effects, since even at the beginning when I only just started taking it, and I've been on it for 4 months now. I did increase my dose 2 days ago because I'm still having a bit of trouble sleeping, and that may have been because I wasn't on a full dose. Like the pills I take, it's escitalopram. A therapeutic dose is 10 milligrams. I was taking 5 milligrams, half of the standard dose, because I was like, I mean, I'm fine during the day, just the nights are a little bit shit. I can live like this, but I can't. It's been 4 months, I'm upping the dose. Maybe that's gonna help my sleep. We'll see in a couple of weeks. But yeah, if you have chronic stress, if you have a ton of anxiety or depression, go get help. Professional help. Get medication if needed. Also, don't be embarrassed about needing help for this kind of stuff or embarrassed about taking medication. Medication is a tool. Just because you take meds doesn't mean your life is ruined or that you're some sort of addict. It's a tool to be used to get better. That's all it is. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. And yeah, I don't think there's much more to say, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. If you want to see more reactions, check out this video right here. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.